Imagine this, you're lying on the couch scrolling through your phone when suddenly your heart goes thump and stops, the world instantly goes quiet, doctors shake their heads, your family bursts into tears, but the very next second you're floating up like on a hot air balloon looking down from the ceiling, you see your own pale face, the doctor frantically pressing the defibrillator, your mom grabbing your hand shouting baby don't go, and the most magical part is you're not scared at all. Instead you feel light and floaty all over like you've finally taken off a soaking wet raincoat and you're free. This isn't a movie, this is the near-death experience actually lived by hundreds of millions of people around the world, and today a Nobel Prize-winning master who studies black holes is going to use science to tell you, death isn't game over, it's just changing channels. First let's meet this god, Roger Penrose, winner of the 2020 Nobel Prize in Physics. Known as the father of black holes, he proved black holes really exist, drew the mathematical formulas for the edge of the universe, so awesome even Hawking had to admit defeat, but this 70-something grandpa recently did something even crazier. He said, the human soul isn't a legend from church, it's a quantum signal in the universe. Sounds like a sci-fi movie? Hold on, Penrose isn't selling spiritual courses, he has experiments, he has data, and a whole bunch of doctors and nurses as witnesses. Let's start with the simplest analogy. Your consciousness is like the Wi-Fi signal in your phone. The phone is the brain, the signal is the soul. If the phone breaks, the signal still flies around in the air waiting to connect to the next device. Penrose says every one of us has an ultra-tiny quantum router inside our heads hidden in the nerve cells called a microtubules. This thing is 1,000 times thinner than a hair yet can handle billions of possibilities at the same time, just like a quantum computer. Every one of your light bulb moments, every warm feeling in your heart, every sudden understanding is the microtubules doing a quantum dance. You're probably asking, the brain is so hot and so wet, how can quantum signals survive? Penrose smiles and throws out the evidence. In 2014 scientists shot laser light into living human brains and actually filmed the microtubules buzzing with vibrations at a frequency of millions of times per second. In 2020 another team discovered that anesthesia turns off this vibration and the person passes out. Turn the vibration back on and the person wakes up. Isn't this proof that consciousness is fundamentally quantum music? Even wilder stuff is coming. In 1907 an American doctor had a sudden idea to put dying people on ultra-precise scales and found that the instant they took their last breath their weight whoosh dropped by 21 grams. Back then everyone laughed at him for being stupid. Now Penrose says that 21 grams isn't fat, isn't water vapor, it's the energy fingerprint taken away when the quantum signal leaves the body. In 2021 German scientists repeated the experiment with even more precise instruments. The number became 21.3 grams and they even captured a flash of blue light, like the soul taking a selfie. Speaking of selfies, near-death experiences are practically live streams from the soul world. 1.3 billion people worldwide have seen the same scenes, first a whoosh out of the body like a drone taking off, then rushing into a sparkling tunnel. At the end stand deceased relatives all young and handsome smiling like they won the lottery. Finally the whole person is soaked in an overwhelmingly huge love like falling into a warm chocolate pool and never wanting to come out. Doctors used to say this was a hallucination from lack of oxygen in the brain, but now more and more evidence shows these people's brains had no electricity at all yet they could still see things. Let's hear a few real stories guaranteed to give you goosebumps all over the floor. First one, American girl Pam in 1991 undergoing brain surgery. Doctors cooled her body to 15 degrees, drained all her blood, heart stopped for 42 minutes, EEG flat as a ruler. Legally she was already dead, but when the surgery ended she woke up and her first words were, "Your surgical saw sounded like an electric toothbrush." The nurse complained my blood vessels were too thin. The background music was Hotel California by the Eagles. All the doctors were stunned because every detail she said was confirmed by audio and video recordings. How does a dead person even know the BGM? Second one, Maria in a Seattle hospital having a heart attack. Her soul flew to the third-floor window ledge and saw a red children's shoe with the laces pointing north and the sole worn out. When she woke up she told the nurse. The nurse climbed up to the ledge and sure enough it was there. That place she had never been to in her life. Third one, even more outrageous, 25 people blind from birth during near-death experiences saw colors for the first time, saw the doctor's white coat, red blood, green oxygen mask, woke up and drew the layout of the operating room exactly matching the photos. How do blind people know colors? Unless consciousness really leaves the body and goes traveling. Fourth one, a Dutch dentist resuscitating a patient. The patient's dentures fell into the ambulance drawer. When the patient woke up, the first thing he did was point at the dentist and say, "Your dentures are in the drawer on the right with a blue mark on top." The dentist's legs went weak because he had never told anyone. Fifth one, a 3-year-old boy James in Lebanon speaking in a baby voice, "In my previous life I lived in the next village and was chopped to death by my neighbor." He even drew a map, identified the killer, pointed to the wounds. Doctors dug up the body for comparison and the wound locations were exactly the same. This isn't changing channels, this is quantum memory connecting across space-time. Sixth one, Linkou Chang-gung Hospital in Taiwan, real record from 2022, a grandma's heart stopped. Doctors declared death. The granddaughter suddenly burst into tears. Grandma says she's not in pain anymore and wants us not to be sad. At the same second the ECG jumped with a weird spike, the room temperature instantly dropped 2.3 degrees, the surveillance camera captured a ball of white light rising from the bed and floating out the window like a movie special effect. The doctor later wrote in the report, "I'm starting to suspect that death is just the body shutting down, the signal is still flying." These stories sound like ghost movies, but the science behind them is super hardcore. Quantum physics says once two particles are entangled, even across the galaxy they can instantly sense each other. You think of your mom and she sneezes over there while your eyelid twitches here. This isn't coincidence, it's quantum signals saying hello. Penrose says every one of us is entangled with this big cosmic web. When we die the signal just switches from the body channel to this universe channel like a phone jumping from 4G to 5G with a clearer picture. You might be thinking, what about AI? Isn't ChatGPT super smart? Yes, AI can write poetry, do math, but it will never be afraid of dying because it has no microtubules, no quantum dance. Penrose proved with math, any traditional computer is like a calculator, 0 plus 1 is always 1, but consciousness is quantum magic, 0 and 1 can exist at the same time and the next second bang a collapse into inspiration. In 2024 Google's quantum computer tried to imitate microtubules and the result was it could store more possible states than there are atoms in the universe. This is why AI will never have a soul. Getting to this point you might have a racing heart wanting to know how to make your own quantum signal stronger. Here, 5 super simple soul workouts to practice every day, guaranteed to upgrade your consciousness. First move, quantum breathing. When you wake up in the morning, inhale deeply for 4 seconds, imagining the microtubules in your brain lighting up with golden light. Exhale for 6 seconds, blowing away yesterday's worries, 10 times a day. After 2 weeks you'll find your intuition gets sharper and your dreams super clear. Second move, mirror magic. Stare into your own eyes in the mirror for 30 seconds and ask, who is really looking behind these eyes? The first time it'll feel awkward, the third time it'll suddenly empty out. That's pure consciousness saying hi to you. Third move, gratitude. Fast forward. Before sleep close your eyes and replay 3 small happy moments from the day, like a colleague making you coffee or a stranger holding an umbrella to let you pass first. The microtubules will save these scenes as high-frequency files so tomorrow you automatically attract good luck. Fourth move, random glow up. Every day do one small good deed for a stranger, like giving up your seat, picking up trash, saying thank you. Quantum entanglement will boomerang your kindness back. Maybe next week you win the lottery. Fifth move, pretend you re-dead meditation. Find a quiet corner, lie down and imagine you've already left your body, looking at yourself now from the ceiling. Ask, if I only had 1 day left, what would I regret? Then immediately get up and go do that thing. Do this move 3 times and your life priorities automatically rearrange. After practicing these you'll find death suddenly isn't scary because you're already rehearsing going home. Penrose once said, humans are not an accident of the universe but the universe's way of experiencing itself. Every time you laugh, every time you cry, every time you forgive, it's like the universe looking in a mirror. When this old phone of a body breaks, the signal will float back to the big cosmic cloud and become the opening of the next story. Finally, here's a ritual for you. Tonight find a piece of paper and write a cosmic will starting with Dear Universe. Thank you for lending me this body to experience the sweet, sour, bitter, spicy of love. I promise to tune my frequency to the max in my remaining days and return with a full load of love, forgiveness, joy. Sign it. Fold it into a paper airplane and throw it off the balcony, or burn it and let the smoke carry your intention to the cloud. This isn't superstition, it's a quantum declaration. Your consciousness has already started upgrading frequency. Let's sum it up. Death isn't a black screen, it's changing channels. You're not this broken phone of flesh, you're cosmic Wi-Fi with a signal that never drops. From Penrose's microtubule quantum dance to the near-death live streams of hundreds of millions worldwide, from the 21-gram energy fingerprint to the soul leaps AI can never learn, all evidence points to the same truth. We came here not to make money and buy houses, but to let the universe through our eyes taste the sweetness of strawberries for the first time. Hear Mom's apology for the first time, understand the lightness of forgiveness for the first time. So stop asking where do we go after death, ask yourself, is my signal strong enough right now? Love a little more, laugh a little more, help a little more. Every heartbeat is the microtubules glowing, every tear is the universe learning. When the final moment comes, you'll be like Pam looking down from the ceiling as the doctor shakes his head, then whoosh, rushing into the light tunnel, hearing your late grandpa say, "Kid, have fun." And you'll nod with a smile saying, "Totally awesome, see you next body." Tonight, before turning off the lights, do one last thing. Share this article with the person you love most and tell them, if one day I go first, remember to look up at the stars. I'll be there as Wi-Fi with full bars waiting for you to connect. Consciousness awakening isn't tomorrow, it's right now. Hit that share button and your quantum signal is already starting to light up the universe.